Hi, this is Rachel, speaking to you now. Please do not drive or operate any machinery whilst listening to this audio. Some of the things I speak about may be triggering. Please make sure you are in a safe frame of mind to continue. This is not intended to be medical or mental health advice, and I am not a certified mental health professional. In the case of an emergency, please contact your local resources. The survival instinct. Trigger warning, the topic of suicide is discussed. Marred by the stroke of 1,000 cuts, I lie down softly waiting for eternal sleep to come. But that eternal sleep, it never comes. I wait and I beckon. I beg. I negotiate with creation itself, for after creation comes silent destruction. But my demise, it arrives not. Some might think me fortunate to survive, but I am devastated, crushed in an understated way. My life flashing before my eyes in a lazy, drawn-out demeanor. Total silence. My cuts, they sting and they sing of pain all together, all at once, for they are all over my entire body, some deep, some shallow. Und da ist Blut, vieles Blut, and there is blood, a lot of blood. And I wait, but Mother Earth does not welcome me back into her arms. It's good to know that my trauma response is to freeze. The responses given are fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Mine is definitely to freeze. It makes so much sense looking back on my life. There are so many times where I have just frozen in time as things happened around me, to me, and blood was spilled. My blood. It matters not if this is metaphorical, for I have found that metaphors can accurately describe that which I am feeling. The 1,000 cuts, I felt all of them as if they were happening, whether self-inflicted or done to me. And I feel the emotional pain as if it were amplified and inflated, because the level of emotional pain that I feel is extreme. It's extreme. And I am therefore crushed that I have to live another day, another hour, because I feel incredibly unstable. I want to take my life, but there is this troublesome part of me that wants to live, to stay alive, to engage with life. But my inherent freeze response makes both life and death impossible, and so I am stuck. I am frozen in time, wielding my pen as the only possible act and action that can be taken right now, because the emotional pain of the metaphorical 1,000 cuts by a knife has rendered me frozen, and not unconscious, unfortunately, but very conscious and introspective, so that I've been cornered by a circumstance to act and to do in the only way I know, which is to pick up my pen and to write. But to what end this writing brings me, I know not, for there is no end, only the process of writing and of pontificating. My thoughts flow like this pen and become one set of consciousness. There are no individual thoughts, only this overarching sense of one all-knowing consciousness in a flow state. And this consciousness already knows without needing to consciously think what my next words will be, because it exists within me. It is me, and it stems from my inner innate wisdom, which comes not only from my life experiences, but which existed within me from the moment I was conceived next to my twin brother. He had it too, in that moment of conception, this innate knowing that exists without words. You see, language is a human construct, but the essence of being, of existing, of surviving, of getting our basic needs met like food, shelter, and safety, all of that is innate, built into the very fabric of our being. You see, a human baby is without words or language, but the child can hear and feel physical touch and express emotions. She knows if she is safe or not, or hungry or not. And this knowing, this instinct is delicately woven into every fiber of our being. The brainstem relies on it. We are made to live, not to die. Death is a part of life, but it can also be tragic and devastating. Many people would be devastated if I were to die at my own hands, even more so. And so it is not in my conscious intention to end my life, yet I yearn for the ending of my emotional pain stemming from my past traumas. And the only way I can see this pain ending is to take my life into my own hands and to find a way to make my life end so that the pain will stop once and for all. This emotional pain, it is sharp and dull at the same time. I equate it to the feeling of someone jabbing a knife into my torso over and over again, although I will not get too graphic. After all, your constitution and your well-being, they matter to me entirely, whereas my own well-being matters not so much. Why is it easier to care for others than to care for ourselves? Barring the proclivities of a narcissist, of course, who only cares for themselves. If 1,000 cuts could kill me, I would gladly inflict them upon myself. Yet that nagging feeling and instinct of survival plagues me, has tarnished each and every one of my suicide attempts, for I am still here, still breathing, still alive. And you are still here, still breathing, still alive. Everything you have been through in your life, the good and the bad, have brought you here to this very moment. And you are also very much alive, emotional and physical pain and all. You are alive, sitting, standing, or laying there in your space, in your realm of existence. And you have allowed me to enter this space for these few minutes to tell you about the truths of life as I see them from my perspective. That we were all meant to live. And whereas death is a fact of life, meaning the ending of that life, it is not supposed to come prematurely. Once a flower has lived to the extent that nature intended, the flower expires, wilts, fades away, gets thrown into the compost and deteriorates, becomes a part of the earth again. At least, this is how things are supposed to play out. We are meant to return to the earth. Our bones do not decompose, but our flesh does. And this may be a morose topic, but living exists only in tandem, but not at the same time as death. We are born, or we grow, as in the case of a budding rose, and then we die. But a child is not supposed to die of cancer. Old age was supposed to take them. That is why premature death is such a tragedy. That is why death completed by means of suicide is such a tragedy, because suicidal thinking is a symptom of an illness called depression, and depression is treatable. It is an illness whose symptoms can be managed by medication and by talk therapy, which rewires our neural network pathways in our brains over time. Suicide is a preventable symptom of a treatable illness. And that is why I can never kill myself. I cannot do that to my family, and I will let my illness be treated. And it's unfortunate to have an illness, but it's not your fault, never was, never will be. Be the cause by circumstance or by biology, it doesn't matter. And everyone feels depressed and down some of the time. It's a part of the human experience. Depression all of the time for months and years is called an illness. And having an illness doesn't make you less than. It's more like having a superpower that not everyone else has. It gives you a different perspective. It makes you appreciate the little things in life so much more. And it makes you human. You are so much more than any illness which could befall you. You are you. We need you to be you and nothing less. You are uniquely you, uniquely gifted, uniquely situated to do great things with your life. Like perpetrating kindness. Make your life matter and make your life last. Wir brauchen dich. We need you. May you be happy. May you have good things in your life. May you appreciate the small things like a smile from a stranger. May you feel free at times. May you be peaceful. May you be hopeful. May you glide along with your life like a leaf on a cool stream. May you live and want to. May you be free from all of the burdens of life. May you want, desire, and receive. May you have a peaceful rest of your day.